So I guess now that your series will be done, that'll be an extra thing that you can say, because again, supporting indies is always tough when it's like, this is issue 2 of a planned 5. When is the 5th coming out?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you can say, no, story beginning to end right here. Like, just, you know, hand
Yeah.
me 20, you got all of it, or whatever the price is. But
Because, like you would have heard some of the horror stories of
oh
people
yeah.
backing campaigns and not getting their books for like years,
Mm-hmm.
or they're not being fulfilled at all. Or this is one thing that we really didn't want to have to kind of deal with, is like you put something out, and then by the time the story's over, so much time has passed that you've kind of lost any kind of momentum that you might have built up, because people are busy and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's amazing how much can change in like 5 months, 6 months, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that was one of the things that we were kind of cognizant of. And then so when we did Atrium, it was like, how long are we going to take to finish the story? Because you're always juggling. Do you do a graphic novel, and then how much can you ask someone for a graphic novel? And then you got to also come up with the cash for 5 issues essentially
Yep.
at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a hard ask, both for the creator and then if you're hiring talent as well
Oh
as
yeah.
an audience. So then, do you go with floppies or single issues and then combine them later? But the one thing that we really wanted to do was just make sure that the audience was served with a story. They didn't have to wait too long, and that we can get them to in a timely manner. Because also too, and I'm sure both of you understand what I'm saying with this, when it takes a long time to produce, issue 1 can look completely different than issue 2,
Yes. Yeah, that's fair.
right? Artists become none of this their style develop and change, but also you get more comfortable with the characters, right? So it's kind of like watching, I don't know, watching Pierce Brosnan as James Bond in Goldeneye, and then the world is not enough or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like with each movie, you become more comfortable. The actor becomes more comfortable, and you see that with artists as well too, where it's like it doesn't matter who they are. It could be John Byrne, it could be Ivan Reyes,
Mm-hmm.
Becky Cloonan. It doesn't matter. As they're with a character more and they're in that environment more, they just become more comfortable, and everything just naturally changes.
Yeah, and not only that, there's a lot of circumstances that change that. For example, in the first chapter of my series Voyager, I had a set of brushes, and that that that
Yes,
computer just crashed, and I lost everything. And
No.
I
it's
have
so true.
I don't remember every name of every brush that I was using. So,
It's
uh,
yes, there is. As amazing as digital is, it has its demons as well too.
yeah,
And like if you change computers, if it crashes and you lose your brushes, if you get a new Wacom tablet and
yes,
you were drawing one book on an old Wacom tablet and then all the pressure sensitivity is different, it's really
right.
hard to kind of match it. Um, yeah, so that does change it for sure.
Yeah, but I guess that's the advantage of doing it kind of like having a production plan early,
Mhm.
right? And
Yes.
saying like, for the next 6 months, I have you. You're gonna do these 5 issues, right? And hopefully, there's not too much of a change in that period.
No,
But
definitely.
yeah, yeah, I did that with my latest series. Same thing. I got the artist Daniel like locked. I'm like, you're
Mhm.
doing the next set. And actually, my other series as well. I got 2 series at the same time because I'm
Nice.
impatient. And one artist takes a little longer than the other. I won't say names, but
Okay.
but yeah, like that was part of it. I had one going, and I was like, oh, in the meantime, let's work with this other guy. But the point being, I got them to yeah, to like, okay, if we're doing this, like, it's a long haul kind of situation, right? But
Yes.
to your point, to make that possible, it's got to be done issue by issue. I'd love to just say here's the floppy at the end, but I'll be in real trouble financially speaking if I try to fund that out of pocket, right? Plus, it builds. If you have 5 issues, let's say, that's your marketing opportunity you're going 5 times out there telling people about this book, so that when the trade finally comes out, you've done all of this sales the whole way. That if at least if it's a good book, people will spread it, say yes, you got to check it out. It was great, blah blah blah, right?
Oh, definitely. And it's one of those things too where, how do I put this? Like when you're there for a while, the audience will trust you more, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're just riding into town and they're gonna and then you don't know if you'll see them again.
Yeah, fly by night.
Yes, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I'll come back and get issue 2, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or pick up the series, or however it works out. But once you know that there's a little bit of dependability and stability with the creative team and then the IP, then it's so much easier then to kind of get people to kind of not only just like back you, but also support not only one book but maybe another book or another project, because you're just part of the mix. It's almost like if you walked into your LCS tomorrow and they said Marvel's gone, right? You'd be like, what? There are no more Marvel books? But if someone went into a store and said, you know what, Atrium, there's no more Atrium books. Comics Asylum's finished. Then you get the Digimon Hansu meme going, who? Most people would be like, what? Because they don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's getting your name out there is one piece, right? And then the other piece is the consistency. Like, okay, now they know you, but if you don't come out with a book for 2 years, right? It's like, oh, issue 1 comes out in 3 months, and then 2 in 4 months, and then 3 in 2 years, right? Like you've shown that you're not consistent.
Yes.
Right? So if you can go and show, like, look, we're on issue 4, and they come out every few months. Like, we're indies. It's not going to come out next month on the date, but within a couple months you're getting the next issue, and we've been consistent. Hopefully that snowballs over time, right? That they see, like, okay, like the timeline's a little longer, but you're consistent. So,
no, totally. And it's funny because one of my backers, when he got, because we did the first 3 issues, and so he got number 1, and then he got 2 and 3, and then he's like, he read 2 and 3, and he's like, he says, so how was it? He's like, oh, it's good, but I should have just waited to the end, because now I got to wait 2 months to figure out, or 3 months to figure out how this thing ends.
I like that tip. Yeah, that's I was ready. I felt bad that I didn't already get through them, but now I have a good excuse.
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, like, if you haven't started it yet, just wait, because just wait until you get a chance to read them all in one sitting, and it'll work differently.
Right on. Okay, I will take that advice. I've been flipping through my I have a small stack of comics on the left here. I was hoping I could find a copy to prove to you that I have it, but you'll have to take my word for it.
No, I got no. Definitely remember you having it, so it's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to it, and I'll definitely grab those last copies because I clearly have to finish the story now. But yeah, it's that, right? It's building that trust that, like, I can tell a story beginning to end, and you will get to see an end to this relatively, not to the point that you forget where it's going, right? Because it's been 6 years for 5 issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough though, right? Because you're usually self-funding it, and it's all a big gamble. Because when Kickstarter began, it was, I have an idea, right? Give me some money, and we'll see if I could see it through. Now it's like, the book is done. Here it is in my hand. I'm on Kickstarter for you to get me this money back that it took to produce this.
Yeah,
right? Totally different expectation and production Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like some of the numbers for some campaigns are like crazy.
Mhm.
And power to those creators. But realistically, no one's buying a yacht by kickstarting a comic book.
Oh yeah. And the
Right?
thing too is like people don't always. It's easy to look at those numbers. Like some people are hitting like 5-digit numbers and that like
Yeah. Some are
and you.
some are rating 6, depending on who it is.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
like what who is it? Pat Shand is like
Yeah,
he
Pat Chance.
launches and he kills it immediately, right? But he has a team. Like he's not just Pat Shand in his basement
No,
putting books together now. Like there's a whole team of people he's got to pay out. So that's always something to consider too, right? Like as much as those
totally.
numbers might be higher, it's not all going to one person anymore, right?
No, there's that, and then depending on what kind of book you're doing as well, too, your print costs. Like if you're
Oh
not
yeah.
doing it on print on demand, for instance, then your print costs are going to eat up a lot because printing and shipping, like that's a beast.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, so like all of my campaigns, it's been that. It's been the money I've made covers printing and shipping. Production's all on me so far.
Yeah,
So that's
no,
why.
we're the same. We're definitely the same.
Yeah.
Um, and then you make decisions because it's like, okay, this artist or this colorist or this letterer or the paper we want to use, it's gonna cost, right?
Yeah.
But if you want a certain level of production, then you kind of you go for it and you just say,
Mhm.
look, that's just the cost of this project because you want it to have a certain standard.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want it to have that life. Like if you do
Mhm.
something and you're skimming here and skimming there, right? Like it's not gonna persist much longer than the Kickstarter, right? Like I'm not there to do the Kickstarter. Like Kickstarter's part of it, but that's
Yeah,
not the beginning and end. The Kickstarter's just the beginning, is the
yeah,
hope,
yeah.
right? Like I have stuff for my table that I'm doing at cons, and I've got my online store, and that's the thing, right? It's supposed to be the long tail. The Kickstarter is just the kickoff of it, but yeah, if you're just looking to recoup costs and that's it, and you start cutting here, cutting there, like it probably won't have as long of a life because you're cutting quality in hopes of making your budget, right? And that's not going to get you very far, I would think.
No, no, and you see it on the page too, right? Like
Oh yeah.
it will translate. And the thing too is like if for anybody who's thinking of doing this, you gotta treat your artists like properly, because
Mhm.
like a lot of times it's the writer that's kind of kickstarting this,
Yeah.
and they're looking for someone to draw it, right? The artist does like the majority of the heavy lifting, but you don't want them to A, not be remunerated, and then B, be working on deadlines where it doesn't then work out where you're getting their best, right?
Yep.
So once you like, if you have a happy and an invested artist, you're gonna go a lot further in getting things to where you want it to be than if you're trying to cut corners on things.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's the balance of the workload too. Like to me, it makes
Mhm.
sense because I've written the book. My job's done effectively, right? Like aside, like I hand it to the artist.
Editing and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah, right. But like for the most part, like I'm out of this equation until like pages start coming in and I say yes or oh this might be a little bit off or whatever. But for the most part, I'm out of it, right? So what do I have left to do? I'm there to sell the book. That's my job. So that's the artist is there to put the book together. Like
Yeah.
they're doing the art and that's so they're like a hired gun at that point. For me, it's like I've done my first part of my job is the writing. The second part is the carnival barker, right? Like that's writing. That's that's part of the job.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, everyone needs a Flavor Flav hype man.
Yeah. Take a lot of the grief away from me, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's the thing, right? Like it's easy to say like, oh, but like we should split or like you see it all the time on like if you go on Reddit or Facebook looking for an artist and that there's folks that are
mhm,
like, I can't draw, but I have this story I haven't fully thought out and I would like someone to collaborate with me.
right.
It's like that's not like you're putting a lot on the artist at that point.
At
right?
that point, the artist is the co-creator.
Yeah, right. And if it's a friend that you've grown up with or something that, like, you know what I mean, you're gonna do this hand in hand, sure. But if you're expecting, you know, a professional artist to come out and just do this out of the goodness of their heart, that's not gonna. It might not go so well. You might get lucky, but I
Yeah,
don't know. There's not so much money to trade to begin with in this, so
right.
you always see it like, we'll split profits. Like, well, what profits? Right? Like, you got to be realistic, and if you want your artist to be happy, the artist has to be treated like a professional, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, it's you know, it's an easy lesson to learn, but yet not everyone wants to learn it.
Not everyone wants to learn it. It's just how it is.
Yeah, right. Again, I get it. If you're younger and you don't have the money to pay an artist, it's like, well, you could always pick up a pen and learn, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Like, there's another answer.
but it's hard. It's kind of like every component of creating these stories is a niche.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are a little bit more, um, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Unique than others, right? A little more difficult to execute, but you still need all of them to make it happen. So, like, if you're on a football team, not everyone can be quarterback. A lot of people on the team can throw, but to actually like
Have that
call
level.
the plays,
Mhm.
right, and read defenses and stuff. That's that person's job, and then you have people that block,
Mhm.
and so everybody plays their role. And once you are, I guess, acknowledging and then also giving them their worth, then that's when you're going to come up with a product that everyone's going to be like, okay, that's on point. Just like what we're looking at right here, this is on point.
What a segue. Yes. I think we're ready for
I think we're ready for dialogue.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Right on.
awesome.
All right. So we'll work from top to bottom, I guess. So how do you want to handle this? So normally what we'll do is we'll pump it into the chat. Did you want to type this out, or did you want me to type it out? I'm open to either.
I'm fine. Like if you want to thing, and I'll talk, and then you can use whatever you think
Yeah,
works. Yeah, no. This is.
I'm happy
I'm
to
just
type.
looking at this, going, this is really really nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
think I think we might have an OGN right here, guys.
it's page one of many.
Yes. Are you
Gotta
watching
be
Netflix? Are
Roberto
you
for the
watching
next page,
Hallmark?
right? All right. Okay. So I think we know where we started here, right? It was
Mhm.
she's so who's saying what? It was man, has it been that long? I'm already drawing a
Well,
blank.
do you want to have one of those kind of like narration boxes, um or do you want to just like go into it and have her kind of and have her say hello stranger, or have him say hello stranger
Yeah.
in that top box?
Yeah, we could do that. If you want it, what were you thinking about with narration? I'm just curious. What was the did you have something in mind, or
No, no, because basically the art says everything. Like basically, there's nothing really
to add?
to add.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Hello stranger, and then yeah, okay. She's saying it, he's saying it. They both say it. Hello stranger. Who's that for?
You know what? Maybe she'll say it. Well,
Okay.
let's go with this one at to start. She says it,
Hmm.
and then he goes, me. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you around here for a minute.
Me? I haven't seen you for a minute. I haven't seen you around here for a minute.
Yeah. and then she can say, "Oh, I've been out of town on business."
Is that the second panel we want that?
That's the second
Yeah,
panel.
that's another the town
Everything
on
that we've said other than "Hello Stranger" is second panel.
Oh, you want to fit both of those? Okay. Right on. Been out of town.
But we'll see. Because we can always the cool thing is we can move them.
Yeah, we can rework it if it doesn't.
We're just this is like our first draft. This is our first.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We're not locked into anything here.
No, not at all.
All right. This is always if you don't get the dialogue down fast enough, Roberto starts refining his drawing. Adds a lot of
and then he goes. Maybe he says, "It's good. It's good to see you," and then he goes, "The usual." And then that plays into her looking down. The good to see you.
Okay. I threw that in there. Let's see how this all lines.
I'm not seeing the chat. Where is it?
You're not seeing the chat?
No.
It's off to the right.
No, I mean I know where it is, but here's the text.
Yeah.
So, hello stranger first.
Yep. So she's saying that it goes her, him, her, him.
In the same panel, all in panel 2.
No, Hello Stranger. I think is panel 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her waving, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that works because you know what? I didn't even think of the wave, but that totally works.
Yeah. Are we still using Astro City as the font?
Yep.
Right on.
Change it?
No, it's all good. I was just like, am I starting to recognize the font? It's a solid font, though. I like it. All those Comicraft ones are great.
Mm-hmm.
Comicraft, and then what's the other one? Comicraft, and then Blambot. That's the other one. That's
we use Comicraft, I think, more so than Blambot.
Yeah. I try to do it different for every book. So I'm on my 5th book now.
Nice.
And I'm running out of fonts, but yeah, I try to change it up just so that they don't look the same. But I think it's hitting the point where I might need to recycle them soon.
No, I get you. That makes total sense.
Oh, I have a visitor. A cat is coming.
Nice.
He likes to announce himself as he walks down the stairs. Oh, goodness. All right. These might fit. I think they'll fit. Will they?
If not, we can dial it down.
Move them around if we need. Yeah. So what's your approach when you're doing this kind of thing? When you're, do you hire out your lettering? Do you?
I really don't letter. Gregory Parkin does the lettering for us on Atrium.
Right on.
And he's been absolutely fantastic. And then we're looking at getting the books translated into French and Portuguese. So we're looking at getting Atrium translated. And so luckily, Lucas, who is the artist, he can do Portuguese. Nice. And we're talking to Jerome Gagnon, who is out of Montreal. He's a great guy, and he's going to do the French translation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've always considered that for Montreal in particular, right? Like, because you're limited to how many shows you can do there too, based on like, if you don't have a French language book, they don't want you. I mean, you can speak English when you go, but you need a French language book, right? So that would be that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. The cool thing too about it is that we were at Capitaine Quebec in Montreal, and we asked, like, is it better to do the single issues in French? and the recommendation was nope, keep them until the trade.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's their style of reading, right? Like
Yeah.
I know, or at least, well, I don't know about Quebec, but I know like in Europe, right? Like they have floppies in that.
Mhm.
It's a lot more about like the completed trade.
The trade, absolutely.
They seem to do that a lot more, which makes sense. Again, I'm shocked. I think we're like holding on to something that, as we mentioned earlier, seems to be fading to a degree based on the pricing. But I wouldn't
Yes.
be shocked if it hits a point where we're just going trade constantly, right? If we can get the price down on those, of course, too, because even those can be expensive.
Yeah.
But and then that would suck for the indies.
Yeah.
It's still expensive, but
Yeah.
but it makes sense. Like it makes sense if that's where the market's going again, based on all of our conversations, the way the manga is, and all that. Like,
Oh, most
yeah,
definitely.
right. Completed stories over piecemeal and serialization, unless it's a webtoon. Webtoon, I guess, is a different thing.
That's a whole other, a whole other beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we need more dialogue. All right.
Yeah.
So
So the usual, and then she goes or absolutely, or something along those lines. Um,
absolutely. Do we bring in the
the
corn
corn.
relish? Extra corn relish.
Yeah, and because then she'll go absolutely, and then he's like, um, how would he say it? He'd go, um, I've been here for and he goes, I've been here for 2 years, and you're the only one that orders corn relish. Can I ask you a
I like
question?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because then that gives you the time, right? Like how long they've been going back and forth,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So he can say, "Can I ask a question?" He goes, or a question. I've been here for 2 years. I've been here, or you've been coming here for 2 years, or I've been here for 2 years, and you're the only one that orders the corn relish.
Okay. Yeah. We go with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been
We
here.
can tweak it later if we have to.
Only one who orders the corn relish. I like it. All right.
And then she can say, um, "My dad. I used to. How would this go? I used to eat it. I used to when I went to ball games with my dad. He always put it on our hot dogs, and I guess he always and I guess I don't want to be too on the nose with this.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
you
we're
know what?
getting them.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my dad used to put it on our hot dogs.
Do we want to mention the ball game?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I was a dad, when I was a dad, when I was a kid, and we went to ball games. Yeah, that's another story. Um, yeah, so when I was a kid and we went to ball games, my dad would put it on our hot dogs. I think that can work.
All right. My dad would put it on our hot dogs. All right. And then, well, okay, there we go. Thanks, Roberto. So that next panel.
So I think because I'm thinking absolutely, and then I've been here 2 years. Let's see, will that fit in that panel as well too? Yeah, because that's going to be at the bottom probably of panel 3. So panel 4, we can have her lyric there. When I was a
Mhm.
kid, we went to ball games. My dad would put it on our hot dogs. Mm, And then, because do we want to include the part where he's gonna move to a food truck?
I don't know where we put that now.
No, because I'm wondering because if she said the last thing that you typed, that goes into panel 4,
Yeah.
right? Um, if it can fit, then he can say at the top, because then he can say, I guess I'll have to keep ordering it when I get my food truck, right?
Hmm.
And then she can say, I've got 2 tickets to the game this week. Why don't you come along and then you can try it there? Like, I'm just putting that out there now, and then we can refine it.
Yeah. No, I think I think that does it. That works. Yeah. All right.
That's kind of hallmarky, where it's kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's saccharine. It's
yeah,
good.
absolutely,
I guess I have to keep it on the menu when I get my food truck.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. And
Because
then
that's
she.
that's him also saying, I'm moving up, and I want you to keep coming by.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I like that. Subtext.
Yeah,
Subtext.
yeah. Subtext. It's all about the subtext.
Okay, and then the last line. So do we split it? It's like I have 2 tickets to the game, and then the final panel is the like, do you want to try it with me there or something like that?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. There's like that panel, that bottom panel has a lot of like that last panel has a lot of space at the bottom. So we can fit some dialogue down there.
I can move it. The heads I can move it down if you want.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like that's a good like the you want to like have like that knockout punch in the last panel, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Perfect. That should do it perfectly.
Okay, I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight. Want to come with and try it? Try it there for yourself
No, just try it there.
and try it there.
Or I've got you can
Do we have to bring up the corn relish again?
no. Or you go. I've got 2 tickets for the game tonight.
Right? What's that like? You're coming with me.
Yeah, yeah,
I like what you're on though, right? Where it's like, yeah, it's like you're gonna try, I'm gonna bring you with me onto my side of things. Like you're gonna
yeah.
enjoy the thing that I'm, right? Want to come with me and try it there? Is there a better way to say that? I don't know.
I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight. You're welcome to come along and try it there.
You're welcome sounds like
Yeah, it's too.
it's
It's
not.
too. No,
Yeah,
it's
right.
like
She's gotta like make her move,
yeah,
right? Like you're coming with me, but without saying that. Uh,
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
welcome. Like, please say no. You can come if you want. You might not like it though. Like you could stay home too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Or you can try it tonight. Um, at the game, I've got 2 tickets.
Mhm.
Or you can try it tonight at the game tonight. I've got a couple of tickets.
Hmm. I wonder. Then I feel like it loses
At the punch.
the punch because it's like she does the invite before the final panel.
Now I've
Yeah,
got
I think
two
you said it. You
game
said it
tonight.
just before you said the last thing. I just
Pardon
can't.
me?
I feel like you had it before you said before you flipped it on the last one. It was like I got 2 tickets to the game tonight, and you can. Ah, man, I lost it.
You can come along and try it there.
You come along and try it there.
Or
Come with me and try it there, like more definitive.
well, if she says I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight, I'm assuming
Why?
I'm gonna assume
Yeah.
that with her.
Yeah, it's not like I'm giving you tickets.
Here, that's a pure barter.
Yeah. Forgot my wallet, but here are the tickets. Maybe I can convince you to try it there. That doesn't work. I'll
No,
convince you to try it there.
She's going to be direct.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll have to keep it on the menu when I get my food truck. So her response should be to that. There's the back and forth. Her response should be to the.
You're right, because she just changes the subject.
Right. So her response should be to the food truck.
Yeah. It's okay.
Or no, not the corn relish. Food truck.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, food truck. I've got a food truck. That's great. I've got 2 tickets. I've got 2 tickets to. You can tell me. I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight, and you can tell me all about it, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We'll just put it down, and then we'll move the stuff around.
Yeah. Guess I'll have to keep it on the menu when I get my food truck. Food truck? Question mark. Do we make a Canadian food truck, eh?
So we can do food truck, and we can put food truck in the bottom of panel 4.
Yep.
Because we have a lot of negative space down by the wheel or the hot dog. So we can put it down there, right? If you're going to put his dialogue about the food truck, if you're going to put that at the top, then you can put hers near the bottom.
Yes.
So so that line we already wrote, food truck. I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight. Or
yes, so food truck should go in panel 4.
Yeah.
So
or do we keep that? So we'll do the food truck, and then we keep I've got the 2 tickets to the game tonight in panel 4 as well, and then you can tell me more about it there or something like that, right? In the final panel, or is that too much?
Yeah, but I'm thinking when she says food truck, it has to be in response to him saying food truck.
100%. Yeah. And I'm just thinking you have it like sequential that way, like.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. And he goes, I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight, and you can.
Should it be like I tell you what? I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight, or something. So
or say, I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight.
Yeah. Something. There's got to be like a transition word in there, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, anyways, ignoring what you said.
Yeah, not too dismissive. She's like, food truck, and then she says, "Hey, I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight.
You can tell me.
I'd love to hear more about. I'd love to hear more about. I'd love to hear more. I don't want her to say food truck for the 3rd time.
Yeah,
but I'd like to hear more about your plans. I'd like to hear more about your plans, or what you've got cooking, or whatever.
Or you could tell me all about it. Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
You could tell me.
I've got 2 tickets to the game tonight, and you can tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then he will say, and he goes, and then he'll say, and I'll sneak in some corn relish.
Yeah. Nice button. I like that. Yes.
There. Because there's, just in case there's no corn relish at the game. Because obviously there will be, but then that's his way of saying yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I've got you.
Yeah, I got you, girl. I got you.
Yeah. So do we want this line in panel 4 and then it leads to panel 5, or do we want to put it in here?
No, there. Because she goes food truck, and then the space in the gutter is her then mustering up the courage or moxie to ask him to come to the game.
Right on.
So there's a little bit of space there.
So we can. I wrote it in 2 different lines, Roberto. But we could probably put it all in the one bubble.
Okay.
So the next line
Okay.
is the
Okay.
same. This is a very it's different. We've had all kinds of stories. I don't
Mhm.
think we've done like a romance one before.
Yeah,
So,
this is rom-com.
yeah, right. Like this is the first of this one. It's always been either pretty silly or very dark.
Right.
So we've had a romance one, but it was very very dark. This is like pure rom com. I like it.
Yeah. We could make it go dark if it has to.
We don't have to. We don't. We need some levity, man.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we've had like dead spouses and car crashes and
Oh wow.
just it's been a lot of just. I don't know if that's just where the world's at. I don't know if we're talking to a lot of Americans in election season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice to just
Everything's
have
just
some.
grim.
Yeah, right. Everybody's headspace is in a very particular state, so
Definitely.
maybe yeah. I'm happy with a nice, happy, slightly corny,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Slightly corn relishy. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, exactly. All on theme. It's perfect.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we should get rid of the period after tonight, and it's her just one long sentence. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah, it's extra verbiage there for no reason. Yeah.
Or I can do like 2 volumes meshed together.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I think it works in one.
Yeah, it works in one. I think we get rid of the tonight, and that'll add some brevity, and it'll fit better too. It's extra information we don't need, right?
Mhm. Well, no, I think you could keep tonight or tomorrow. Like give it some sort of time that so there's an immediacy. Because his thing will be like, what game? Like, when are they playing? Kind of thing.
I guess. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it turned out good.
All right.
So I'll let him finish the balloons in the meantime. But yeah, it turned out really good.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
This is totally. It was a great experience. I always like collabing. This is how Peter and I we do our writing, and so this is a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're a natural, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hope it was different than the other 15 or 14 podcasts you've done.
No, this one was great. I enjoyed all of them. It's just like when you're doing them like back to back to back to back. It's like now I know how people who are on a press junket feel.
Oh yeah.
Because like they're sitting in a hotel room and they have like just journalists after journalists come in and kind of ask them
The
questions.
same question.
The questions are great, right? But sometimes you get like a lot of repetition, and then you have to go through your head going, "Okay, how do I say this? That's a little bit different than how I said it last time."
Still hit your note.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun, and it's also
Or-
it's
or
different being
even
on the other
worse.
side of the microphone too.
I think it's even worse when you think, what did I say the last time?
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you don't want to come off as too repetitive, but you don't want to go too far off track either. Like it's tough.
Yeah, totally. Because then you're obviously sharing this to your audience, and they're like, "Oh, we already saw that interview." It's a different person, but you're basically saying the same thing. So you try to make it as different as
little
possible.
Yeah. Well, and that was the goal with this, right? Is that one is it's no secret we're on quite a delay. We record, and 2 months later you're watching the episode, so it's not great for live projects.
Right.
But it kind of our point with everyone that we bring on is like we don't want you here just to sell your book, like sell you. Like we want to get to know you and your process,
Absolutely.
right? Like that's going to help you in the long run.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, people knowing you. So hopefully the the creating the work is the distraction and loosens everyone up. Right?
Seeing how you get to the end product, like, because honestly, I know it's a story about hot dogs, but this is how the sausage is made, really.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. But yeah, exactly, right? Like it gives you a good insight, and everybody comes at it a kind of a different way, right? Even their thought process when
Yes.
we're doing it all, right, is totally different one person to person. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey with this podcast. But yeah, we always hope that it's a little bit different than what you've done elsewhere because yeah, it's gets repetitive after a while, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's all great though. It's all good.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone has their place, right? Like in what they're doing. So yeah, and that was kind of our point. There's other people who do it better than us, so we'll let them do what they do, and we'll do what we do, and hopefully there's a place for everybody, right?
Yeah, totally. No, this is
Right
great.
on. All right, so finished piece looks wonderful. It's going to be on our website for everyone to see if you want to really take a look at Roberto's art. I'm sure he'll do some show when he's really bored.
Knocks it out the park, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Another beautiful piece.
Shohei Ohtani. Well done.
Yeah. We'll see where he lands with us in the future. If we're talking about champion Ohtani or
Right. Yeah.
disappointed Ohtani. We won't know in the current time, but when this is out,
Yeah, we'll know by then. We'll know if Judge and Stanton kind of, put a pin in their hopes.
right?
But that team's
How
going to be
sour.
connected for like a decade, so.
Yeah. We will know how sour we should be about losing the Ohtani sweepstakes, right? But
Man, to get strung along like that too.
yeah, it's the first Kawhi and then Ohtani. Yeah, not cool.
So painful. So painful. Kawhi should have stayed.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, with that, we'll wrap things up. So I'm going to give the floor to you. Let us know what you're up to, where we can find you, all that business.
Excellent. So you'll be able to find Atrium, which is a 5-issue miniseries that I have co-created and co-written with my team at Comics Asylum Publishing. You'll find it there. Just put 3 W's in front of it, and you'll be able to find it online. And you can also find me at Steve Bynoe Art. That'll be on Instagram and X.
Right on. And Roberto, let us know where you are, where we can find you.
The fastest way is to go to robertoviacavaillustration.com and spread from there to every social media. And before I go, just please hit the bell notification, the subscribe button, and everything. Follow us, give us a like in this video. That helps us a lot to spread these interviews to everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. Like, subscribe, comment. Commenting's huge.
Comments.
Yes.
We'll reply to you if you comment. Please do it.
Yes.
Yeah. With that, I'm Adriano. You can find me at Pesto Comics everywhere. At Pesto Comics or pestocomics.com. I made it very easy for you. But yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. Steve, thanks for coming. It's a great conversation. Another great piece with Roberto's help and all that. So, once again, thank you all very much. We'll see you next time. Thanks.